All aboard, it's Callie Jack, and this time for How Not to Game, and it's the Expanding Worlds tutorial for Semitrans, Pack 64. Going through, we have had Caesar seize a port. Yes, great play on words, but that's what he did. He seized it. Portus Marcellora is what Bournemouth Docks is now called. So this does make it a bit tougher. Also, Valenius launched out a boat to service from there and put his train onto my rails. And is causing issues. So I'm almost to the point of creating a couple of sidings and shunting him to one of those sidings to prevent my train from being slowed down. Would be indeed a good way to send a message to Caesar, but I kind of need the Senate to give me feedback, and that is you as a commenter on the videos. So please feel free to leave a comment. Yes, I do respond to them. If you don't want me to mention you in a shout out, please put on the comment, no shout out. How's that sound? All right. Also, try to leave a how to pronounce your name if you do want a shout out, and realize that if it's a rather questionable name, I'm going to spell it out on you and tell everybody you figure out how he wants it said. All right, guys. Let's see what's going on. And guys, yes, I've looked at my stats. I know that it's no women watching this episode, these things. Or if they are, they're identifying as men, so that their lady friends don't get on them. And what I've decided to do is my war against Valenius is going to have to be on the passenger front. So I'm going to expand service where the town of Prima Sententia has grown. We're going to take and expand our service and put in a main line and a couple of other buses, coaches in town. Yes, we're still in the coach era. Coach a train and sage a sail. Have not gotten much further forward. And we are looking at ways we can take them forward ourselves. Looking at trams, all the tram stuff has come in. Looking into the lists, though, for, whoops, wrong button. When that will be available, 1865. So we've still got 9 years. But then we can start doing the passenger trams with a tram team pulling it around. They're not very effective. They're not very cost effective for certain, but it lays the rails and gets you set up. So all you got to do is put the cats up and dispatch them. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful electric trolleys and streetcars. All right. So we're looking over our communities. Springfield's just about merged in. Matter of fact, it has reached Malaby, and there is a border there somewhere. City of Malaby, City of Springfield. So right there is the border between the two. Malaby's growing that way too. Hopefully we can keep our cities growing. Looking at Port Walmouth, it has begun to grow up in here, and it's time to start considering before too much more and the farm gets eliminated by the city. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to expand our services. Focus on what we do here at Scaracento Onagi. The mule skinners of Calico Jack. Got 2 abandoned lines, which were the Landtrout, Oxcart, and the Walmouth Church and Hall, which was a relief bus. So we're going to get our bus stops out, and we're going to put, I think we'll do one here, and then one down here by his depots to sort of put a notice on him that, you know what, we see what you're doing and we don't like you. I'm also going to put one here and force growth out further this way. So what am I going to do for stages? Well, we're going to have to dispatch out of one of our set stages. And I think the stage line spot to dispatch out of is going to be at Walmouth. It'll get there a little bit faster, just a hair bit. So we got the garage open. Grab the horses. Grab a coach. Whoops. Yep, got a coach. Copy that convoy a couple times because we're going to need a few of these over the next little bit. And let's start doing a quick dispatch out here for this line. Backing out just a little bit so I can see where I'm going. And this first new line is going to do something like this. And then a copy backwards. We're going to put 2 coaches on it. And we're going to call this the mainline coach. Because I have a feeling that's going to become our moneymaker up there. Start him. Set another one to the same one. Give it a little bit of speed and then launch. And that should get us just enough separation that once these guys get out here, nope, not enough separation. Practically right behind each other, but they'll separate out over time. Traffic will do that in town. End the speed run, open our vehicle list, and it's time to dispatch a bunch of our ships to start building up our view a little bit. Epton's going to get a ship because I got these ships sitting there. I might as well use them. We're just going to go with a simple seaport here. And right here at the end of the road, extend the road right down to it. Put a bus stop there. And we'll service him in a minute. I think these ships are where? Not that one. Back down here? Yes. We got 3 turgets. Ferry turgets. They are mail turgets. So we're just going to go ahead and sell the mail turget. We will have to terminate a line because we're not the ones carrying it. So let's go ahead and take him off the line, both of these guys off the line. That will vacate the line for us. Let's do it the fast way. And under our rules, terminated 1856. By Caesar's decree. All right, I'm just going to sell those 2 boats. And then we'll go back up here towards here and put out a passenger target. And he's going to go where? Let's take a look at the factory list for a second, because I have a question. Perfect. No passenger demand, but he doesn't generate or anything. Okay. No passenger demand. All right. So we know that's not where we need our ship to go. So, but he is able to go. Over to Old Castle Port. And this will become a new line for us. A special line. And I got to look up something here. So it's a Simbe. And we said that was a castle, which is a fort. There we go. We're going to set it to 50% at Epton and 50% at Old Port. And we'll see if we get anybody riding on this. Our schooner is, of course, a SOS. Flip it open and just find a word. Oh, I found a good word. Good Latin word. Means drop by drop. Because that's what we're going to start bleeding by, is drop by drop as Caesar begins messing with us. Remember, Caesar is the polls and the Senate is the comments. If you guys want to take and have an impact on the game, leave a comment or vote in one of the Caesar polls. It will say Caesar poll from now on. I've noticed a couple people voting after I had closed polls, so we'll see how things go down the road. So we got one there. We've already established a couple other runs, and we'll see how things are going to go. I have a bad feeling, though, that this no longer being our port, it downgrades our abilities to move people. Got a lot of people wanting to get to Oldborough on the Oldborough train. And Oldborough is not serviced by train, I don't think. Is it? Yes, it is. we got people wanting to get down here, so we need to put in a train line over to here. And I think that's a good idea. 15 minutes, we're doing a lot of work here today, for me. I need to shade out the trees for a minute. Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, that might explain why I couldn't get across. Okay, we'll build a bridge. Climb up onto the plateau here. And then we need a signal right about here to indicate that, he's got to wait for a clear path before coming onto the line to come on into town. All right, got the frog out of my throat there. Sorry. And as we begin working on this, we're going to see how this works. I did consider making this a priority signal. Ooh, there's an idea. So this train's going to take priority over everybody else. Like I said, we're going to find ways to mess with Billinius for having his sister or whatever siblings position as consort mess with Caesar to mess with us. All right. And I do need the Senate to sound off. Do you think I should, as a retaliation, start grabbing mail in Walmouth and moving mail around? We're already pretty jammed up. That's one problem down here in Walmouth. I've got too many carts out that are bunching up too much. All right, let's put out that Walmouth. Unfortunately, it's a long dispatch run. And I've got a Borsig. The nice thing about the Borsig is it runs at 50, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the cheap cars, though. And we're going to schedule this. Actually, you know what? Sell that. We can dispatch faster here. Buy ourselves a Borsig. Pricey as all get out, but still cheaper than a General or a Compton, which we do have access to, but those things, you better have a long train. And we don't have the build-up yet. Don't have the city sizes to really support those monsters. Now, we will have to petition to Caesar, and I'm pretty certain Caesar will have no problems with expanding. the platform to make up for what he seized so that we can utilize more platform space here. I'm not going to do a big platform. I'm going to do a little 3-space platform is all. Belinius is going broke, though. Matter of fact, how bad is he? Oh, Belinius may go broke. If Belinius goes broke, we should probably see what we could do. That is one of the joys of this, is by having made it this way, I made it so that we got some money and he didn't. Also shows mail only is not a good way early on. Unless you really know what you're doing and you have the big city. You need a big city. And even then, it's tough. Switch back to my guy. Get his rail station over here. Connect it in. And we've got our train. Right? What did we put that train out on? There he is. Schedule. User are going from here over to here. 100% and a return of 20. Because I really don't see us having that many people early on. Coming from Oldborough, we might. And I've got another word I kind of want to look up here for a second. So one of the words is, for passenger, is Vectrix for a female. Should we begin renaming? Hey, there's some more questions for the Senate. Should the cities be in the colonized zones that we've taken over, annexed zones that we're now serving, start taking Latin names or keep their old names or have their names Latinized somehow? Up to you guys. Comment. And don't forget to feel free to leave a like. Yes, I do respond to comments. I'll try to maintain it where it's one where there's a question, I'll answer it. And I'll try not to be as perfusive. Try to keep it brief. Polling field has grown enough and sprawled enough that we might want to consider couple more stops down here, but we're at 25 minutes. That's an episode. I'm Kelly Jack. Have a better day than I'm having, and I'll see you guys on episode 57.